Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Today I'm going to start with a personal story from the late 1990s when I was a much younger man and we were in the middle of the dot-com craze. I can't tell you how much fun that was. Every day it was going up. The markets were screaming higher on Lucent, Sun Microsystems, Intel, Pets.com, and we thought it would go on forever. I remember my generational bias because I had some older mentors who were saying, Greg, watch out for this. These valuations don't make sense. This is getting overextended. And I remember thinking, you guys don't understand. This is a new era. This is .com. We're so much smarter than you guys were. And we all know what happened. In fact, let me show it to you. I'm not going to use the ones that went out of business, but let's look at Intel. All right, you see this? This is the chart of Intel stock. You see that spike kind of right there in the middle? That's the year 2000, but the stock starts running up. In 1996, it builds a base. 97, two forward, one back, two forward, and then it goes straight up. And then you know what happened? Down she went. Now, if you go to the far end of our chart here, you'll see it's at 30 bucks, 30.88 at the time when I printed this. All right, the peak was 75. I want you to think about that. It's been a quarter of a century, a long time, and the stock still isn't back to where it was. It doesn't mean Intel's a bad company. It's a great company. It's been around a long time. It has grown. It has employed thousands and thousands of people. It builds a wonderful product, and yet the stock has never caught up. So why bring this up? First, two reasons. My generation wasn't alone in this generational bias that we're special. My parents' generation, there was a group of stocks called the Nifty 50. Sounds very 60s, doesn't it? What was in there? Polaroid, Kodak, IBM. Just own these and you'll be rich. Well, didn't work out so hot. Let's go back to our grandparents. What was it in the 1920s, 1930s? RCA, US Steel, Ford Motor Company. All you had to do is buy those stocks, they'll make you rich. So what's happening now, and why am I bringing this up? The younger generation is now having its turn. So let me show you this chart, and I'm going to put it next to the Intel chart. And the new chart I put up is Nvidia, artificial intelligence, and they're the chip maker. As Walt says, if you look at this chart, it kind of looks like half of the Eiffel Tower. Well, if you got half, the other half has to be formed, and that means it's going to head the other way. Does that mean that Walt and I don't believe in artificial intelligence? Clearly we do, just like I believed in .com. It changed the world. But the concept, the story, the company aren't the same as the stock. And what you people are investing in now are these stocks. So how do you play AI now that it's already had this massive run? Well, we've talked about this before. There are some common denominators that we saw in .com that we're seeing in AI today. AI requires a tremendous amount of energy. Just the difference from 2022's power needs for AI to 2023's power needs would have powered Poland and Lithuania for the entire year. This is not going to stop. In order for AI to do what it's going to do, we're going to need to rebuild this infrastructure. We're going to have private companies talking about building their own small modular nuclear reactors to power their AI space. Well, this is how we're thinking. You're going to need energy. So where are we invested? In energy. So no matter what company wins or loses, they all need energy. Some of it will be nuclear. That's why you have uranium in your portfolios. It's going to require a lot of copper. It's going to require a lot of aluminum, a little bit of gold, not much, some silver though. It's going to require concrete. We're going to have to rebuild an energy infrastructure to power this AI phenomenon. So the smart way to play this now isn't to go racing into stocks that are still building half the Eiffel Tower. The other half might come down. It doesn't mean Nvidia is a bad company, but think this through. So that's how we're playing it for now. We think it makes sense. And with that, I'll turn it over to Walt.